Dear God, I got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black, you might love your people, but they may not love you back. For more than 400 years, we've been under attack. We survived slavery and then they gave us crack. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? 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 I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope so. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope.
Taye, thank you so very much. Am I saying, Taye, your name right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Instagram is something I'm really still new on it. I invited my daughter just picked through there, look at the mirror, realize that I'm on live. She took off. Oh my god. And she so I am still kind of I started when the book came out, so I'm still figuring out what follow me, what I'm following. Sometimes I go, am I following him or is she
Right.
yeah, so
Okay.
but that's good. But I'm glad. So I guess, did you hear about it from one of my posts, or did my picture come, or something like that, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I think you had posted a copy of the book. You was holding a copy of the book because I
Ah,
traveled.
okay.
Yeah, because I traveled to Africa a lot. I've been to East Africa, but I've been to like Ethiopia a few times. I've been to
I've
Kenya.
been there too. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
You still look young. I think you could be my oldest daughter's age.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How old are you,
Thank you.
Taye?
Thank you. I'll be 37 in January.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that blessing? You really look very young, which is very good. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, my daughter is still young. Because your face looks young, I thought you may be in the same age group. She just turned 24, my oldest.
Wow. Okay. That's a
Yeah,
blessing.
yeah. And I have a 14-year-old, and I have also 19, it's 20-year-old boy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so this is the book, The Last Nomad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for the viewers who may not know, what is your name and where are you from?
I am, my name is Shugri Salh, just the way it's written, Shugri Salh, like that, I think. Shugri Saeed Salh. You see, I'm doing the opposite. I'm so dyslexic. My name is Shugri Saeed Salh. I am the author of the book, The Last Nomad. And I'm originally from Somalia, but at the moment I actually live in California. I work as a nurse when I'm not writing.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
real cool. That's real cool. Now, what is the book about? Is the book about you or is it fiction?
Yeah, yeah. The way I really put it is, this book is about me, and it's about the Somali people, and it's about about me, about my family, and then about the Somali people. And it's called it's a memoir. It's about my life, and I am a daughter. And this could be, some Somali families have this kind of story. I'm a daughter of a well-educated father who actually wanted at that time to educate his daughters, in a time where he held a different view. In a time no one really cared to educate daughters. He believed if you educate a daughter, you educate a whole village. You educate a son, you just educate only him. And so here comes my young mother, who he married from the desert, and she couldn't quite untangle herself from that world. And she felt if she was gonna move to the city, that she was gonna give one of her daughter as a gift of labor to her nomadic mother, my grandmother. And I was born as my mother's fourth daughter. my parent had really the biggest, from what I heard, the biggest acrimony over my destiny. My father fighting for my education, but my mother, who don't usually give a lot of fights over my father is wife taking habits. In this time, really, she put her foot down and she said, "No way, I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna give her as a gift of labor to my mother." And so at 6 years old, she took me by the hand and dropped me in the desert. So the first chapter, literally after the prologue, starts with some kind of animal chasing me in the desert. I already managed to mess up with somebody. And later on, we will have a chance to read, and so honestly, it's that time in the desert, and then something have to happen to my mother. Literally, Taye, my mother had to die for the trajectory of my life to change. And after her death, my grandmother felt like she couldn't leave a daughter without an education and without her family. So I guess it started my journey from that. So this book really weaves together my time in the desert, going through female circumcision. There was a time I lived in an orphanage which was run by white people, and then Somali civil war. But also woven into all of this are, I'm trying to watch out for the battery too. Woven all of this is really a story of just what it's like to be a child in Africa, specifically Somalia. So I really, even when I'm talking about the war, 1 minute I am going to school, like having a crush on the boys, and the next minute a very bullets start hitting around, and with all of, it's like a story too. It's not all about like a heartbreak and all that, but it's just an ordinary human story, like I show you our life before the war, during the war, and after the war, and in the midst of that, a young girl just trying to make it out and living. So it's really, Taye, what's interesting to me is now book clubs that contacted me, and I can see the books slowly inching into people's life. And that is the beauty of a well-written book, is that it really gets by word of mouth. People start talking about it. I heard people are sharing me on Facebook and Instagram. And 2 days ago, I think the book become the list of NPR. I think both NPR and KQD, it become, I think it said books on survival or something, 9 books on survival. So it's ending up even NPR list, which is really good. I'm really hopeful, that because we're not doing the traditional book tour, I think I do better if I was out there. But at the same time, this is a different one to experiment it and to discover how still word of mouth travels and how good book reaches people.